Doktor mute ni. Doktor mute.
Doktor tak on mic.
Okay, thank you, Tia. Alright, okay, good afternoon, everyone. So, how are you guys today?
Good afternoon, Doktor.
Okay, so today is your first class of the semester. Alright, so for the new semester, before we start, I want to make a quick survey. Alright, I want to make a quick survey. How many of you are not the final year students, meaning that the fourth year students? I mean, is a year 3. Okay, so there are 24 of you. So meaning that more than so majority of you are not the final students. Okay. So you will be back to the campus on the week 4, right? Starting from the 8th of November. Okay, so by the meantime, you are unable to go to the lab. Okay, so for today, the first lab, we will start with the online lab. Okay, and then for the next week, until second and third week, you will start with a project. Okay, rather than you start with a lab, okay, you will need to start with a project. Okay, after you come back to the campus, okay, then we will start with the real experiment, okay, at the lab. Okay, there will be a total of 9 experiments, the real experiments that you need to do, okay, in the lab. But we will see how it goes. If we are able to complete all of that 9, then if we have enough time, then that should be fine. But the problem is because there is because the lab experiments need to be done by group. Okay, so the lab experiments need to be done by the group at the lab. So the problem is maybe some of your friends are not available. So practically speaking, so you must not be dependent on your friends. So if he or she are not available during that time, you must perform your lab individually. Okay, so as long as your experiments can be completed, okay, by yourself, okay, that should be okay. All right, you must make sure that you can complete the experiments by yourself. Okay, and one more important thing is about the lab report. Okay, so the lab report must be prepared individually. Okay, meaning that the data, okay, the data from the experiments can be shared with your partner, but the lab report in terms of the writing, in terms of discussion, that must be on your own. Okay, so that's the brief information about how this lab will go on until week 14. Okay, and then remember that you will also have the Viva session later. All right, so it is at the week 6, if I'm not mistaken. So I will let you know later about that. So week 6, and also another one will be in week 12. Okay, so you will have 2 Viva session. Okay, so that's basically just like an interview session about the lab experiments that you have done. Okay, so any questions so far? Yes?
Saya ada satu soalan.
Hmm.
Untuk amali lanjutan ni kita ada final ke?
Final.
Ada ke macam ujian ke?
Final exam.
Ha.
Lab ni tak ada final exam.
Oh, okey.
Uh, sekejap saya nak share. Any international students here? Ada yang tak faham Malay? Tak faham bahasa Melayu?
Saya prefer bahasa Melayu.
Itulah, tapi kita kena tengok lah siapa yang tak ada, siapa international student, then I need to speak English. Any of you, because one of international students text me yesterday, last few days. So I don't know whether he is in this session or not. He's from China. Tak ada kot. Alright. Okay, sebelum tu saya nak share. Okay, saya nak share satu link. So this is you can access the notes because I'm sharing this session with Dr. Nizam. So Dr. Nizam handle yang first group. Okay, I handle the second group, which is this one. Okay, so you can okay, so you can go there. So to register yourself as a student there, so it is the Google Classroom link. So where you can access the course material there. Okay, so saya akan gunakan dua lah. Saya akan gunakan Putra Blast dan juga Google Classroom ni. Sebab Dr. Nizam akan share the materials dekat sini dan saya juga akan upload lah. Saya juga akan upload the course content dekat Putra Blast as well. Okay. And also you guys can create a WhatsApp group. Okay, I'm sharing you my number there. Maybe some of you already have my number, so you can add my number there and then boleh buat satu WhatsApp group untuk this one. Okay. So kalau you dah pergi dekat Google Classroom tu, you actually boleh access beberapa ni lah, the lab manual. Okay, semua dah ada kat situ and the instructions about this slide untuk my presentation today ni ada juga dekat sana. Okay. Alright, so saya akan go briefly dengan general information, okay, of this course. Okay, so credit hour dia 3. Okay, so 0 plus 3 lah. Okay, sebab kita tak ada lecture. So this is all about the lab. Okay, so credit hour 3 dia tak macam kursus biasa 3 plus 1 and so on. Okay, so kalau macam 3 plus 1 tu, so awak punya lab tu dikira sebagai only 1 credit hour. So 3 credit hour tu, the rest is for the lectures, exam and so on. Okay, so this one, so your assessment will be from the lab. Okay. Okay, so as I said just now, so Dr. Nizam is teaching the first group and then I myself, okay, is teaching the second group. Okay, so our lab session, so salah ni. Okay, today is 12. Okay, 12 sampai pukul 3 lah. Okay, so every Wednesday. Okay. Demonstrator akan ada, okay, apabila awak masuk ke lab nanti. Okay, so demonstrator akan guide you lah. Alright, if you have any problem with the experiment and so on, okay, you can ask the lab demonstrator after we meet face to face, starting from the week 4. Okay, and then the lab assistant is Encik Miong. Okay, you will see him during the lab session nantilah. Okay. Alright. Okay, so this is the course synopsis. Okay, the course synopsis ni macam biasalah. So kita akan saya akan explain berkenaan apa yang actually yang di-assess lah untuk lab ni. Okay. So apa yang dia akan assess is about your skill. Okay, skill and technique untuk handle the advanced lab equipment. Okay, with high degree of competency. Okay, because awak tahu kan course ni is PHY4995. Sikit lagi nak sampai ke 5000 punya level. Alright, so meaning that course ni memang requires a higher level of lab skills. Okay, kalau lab skills ni biasanya dia akan assess dekat PO2. Okay, PO2. Okay, so which is your psychomotor skill. Okay, so maksudnya awak kena buat lab tu, awak kena dapatkan, awak kena faham dari segi apa ni, kejituan apa tu bacaan, alright, in terms of consistency of the reading. So kalau maksudnya kalau ada something wrong with the bacaan tu, so you must know, awak mesti tahu macam mana nak troubleshoot. Okay, so sebab apa berlaku that problem. Okay, so itulah skill-skill yang di-assess lah, right? And then you must also, before sebelum buat eksperimen, so awak perlu tahu apa teori behind that. Dalam advanced lab ni, so sebagai contoh, ada berkenaan Thomson tube experiment. Okay, so awak kena faham apakah teori di sebalik Thomson tube experiment tu. Okay, kenapa dia apa ni, Thomson tu, our physicist, dia buat benda tu. Alright, so you kena faham sebab apa dia buat tube tu, dia untuk kaji apa. Okay, alright, so dia mesti berkaitan lah dengan konsep-konsep fizik dan teori fizik yang telah dibuktikan. Alright, so bila kita buat the eksperimen ni, ya, untuk kita membuktikan kembali teori yang telah diasaskan oleh fizisis yang terdahulu lah. Alright, so inilah apa ni eksperimen yang terlibat dalam advanced lab ni. Okay, ada banyak lagi lah eksperimen lain. Okay, 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 so itulah yang akan di-assess for all apa ni, during every week. Okay, for all of that 14 weeks. Okay, so you kena buat. Okay, so meaning that you kena, kita nak prepare ni for yourself to be able untuk membuat independent research. Okay, so maybe you want to pursue your masters or PhD level punya degree nanti. So this is part of the training. Okay, this is part of the training untuk awak buat independent research. Okay, and then pelajar juga akan diminta untuk present a seminar on the given topic. Okay, so ini masih presentation lah nanti. Alright, masih presentation. This is about the project. Okay, okay, so this is the learning outcome. Okay, so macam saya beritahu tadi, okay, so you kena explain, okay, kenapa awak dapat result macam ni, alright? Kenapa kalau awak dapat something wrong, okay, so why you get that kind of results? Okay, so that's the thing that you must explain. Okay, and then you must okay, during the practical itself, awak kena set up yourself. Okay, bila masuk lab nanti, So barang-barang ni dia akan letakkan atas meja. So you must know macam mana nak pasang benda tu. Alright. So how you put things together. Okay. So itu yang awak kena buat. Dan awak kena buat report lah macam biasa. Okay. To report the findings. Okay. Findings from the experiment. Okay. And then one more is formulate and organize the assignment results. Okay. So assignments ni usually the question that is asked, okay, on the lab manual. So itu yang awak kena ni lah, awak kena jawab dekat awak punya lab report tu. Alright, so this is all of the experiments. Okay, so kita ada 9 real experiment, okay, starting from the Thomson tube, okay, hinggalah ke gas kinetic. Okay, so the experiment number 10 tu, so this is apa yang kita akan buat today, right? So it's about statistics, the least square method. Okay, so least square method ni apa kegunaan dia? Alright, kegunaan dia untuk kita tentukan error. Okay, so let's say you dapat the experiment. Okay, so let's say you move a block. Okay, so you move a block from X location, X1 location to the X2 location. Okay, so during the interval you record the time, okay, and also the distance, okay, that the block has traveled. Okay, so later you can plot a graph. Okay, bila you dah plot the graph tu, okay, you akan try to cari dia punya linear regression. Okay, you akan cari dia punya linear regression. At certain point tu, some of the points maybe tak berada atas you punya line linear regression tu. Okay, so mean that ada error. Okay, maksudnya dia tak betul-betul straight line lah, dia tak betul-betul linear. Okay, so kalau dia tak betul-betul linear, dia akan ada error. So itulah kegunaan statistik yang mana kita akan mencari dia punya least square error tu. Okay, so kita akan buat pengiraan. Okay, kita ada banyak data dan kita akan buat pengiraan dan kita boleh tentukan apakah dia punya least square error. Okay, so yang itu kita akan buat sekejap lagi. Alright. Okay, so for the rest eksperimen lain daripada nombor 1 hingga nombor 9, okay, yang tu kita akan buat selepas awak masuk lab pada minggu keempat. So kalau saya cadang macam ni, kalau ada yang maybe eksperimen yang mungkin tak sempat dibuat, kita akan cuba untuk tengok pada minggu tu mungkin kita boleh buat 2 eksperimen serentak lah. Okay, so setengah eksperimen ni mungkin memerlukan masa yang pendek lah berbanding masa berbanding eksperimen yang lain. So we try to combine that, okay, and then see if kita boleh buat benda tu lah. Okay, alright, ada soalan tak setakat ni? Before I move to the next slide, if ada soalan?
Buat masa ni okey doktor?
Okay. Alright, so I dah bagi access dekat GC tadi. Okay, so you already have the lab manual. Okay, so read that lab manual, okay, before you perform the experiment. Okay, so always before kita start the class, okay, before kita start the lab session, so you must read. Okay, so okay lah, kita tak faham kan nak buat apa sebab kita tak ada benda tu depan mata kita. So at least you just briefly go through the lab manual before you enter the lab, because that one will help you, okay, will help you to get an idea what you are going to do on the lab day. Okay, so tak adalah you datang lab you blind tak tahu nak buat apa. Okay, so just give you, because you already have access to the lab manual in advance, so okay, so you can already guess, okay, what you will need to perform. Okay, during the lab session. Okay, so macam biasa, sebelum you buat eksperimen, of course demo dia akan check, okay, you punya preparation lah. Okay, whether have you done, okay, whether have you read the theory and so on about that. Okay, if not, dekat lab tu, you akan buang masa lah. You akan, first you can terpaksa baca dia balik, dia punya lab manual, and then you will need to start later. Okay, if you read earlier, so you masuk lab tu, maybe you just spend about 10 minutes to prepare and then you can start already. Okay, so ini akan menyebabkan you punya masa tu dekat lab akan lagi singkat lah berbanding siapa yang tak prepare, and then so you must spend maybe the whole 3 hours to be at the lab. Okay, rather than who are prepared, maybe you just spend about 2 hours, okay, at the lab. Okay, so if you fail to prepare, you have to start with the experiment, of course, right? So, but demo akan check. So, if you tak prepare, meaning that you don't know certain basics precaution about the lab safety and so on, so you tak boleh start the experiment. Okay, so you only can start after you are informed about what is the safety precaution that you need to take, okay, before every experiment. Okay, sebab eksperimen ni berbeza-beza, right? Eksperimen ni, so you dia punya level of safety and precaution berbeza-beza. Okay, certain ada setengah eksperimen menggunakan chemical, so bila ada certain chemicals, so you need to be extra caution. Okay, and then some of the device tu ada yang is quite sensitive. Okay, ada parts that you cannot touch and so on. Alright, so itulah yang menyebabkan you must be informed about the lab safety and the precaution. Okay, alright, so ini berkenaan lab report. Okay, so you macam biasalah, so you buat the lab report, gunakan any word processor. Okay, so macam biasa, axis of the graph kena labelkan, figures, macam you buat the ni lah. Kalau yang dah ambil FYP, so you should know lah, alright, macam mana you nak write the thesis. So you kena, bila you ada figure, alright, so you must state figure mana, and then you must state what is the title about that figure, right? And then how do you cite that in the paragraph. Okay, so itu berkenaan lab report. Okay, and then macam saya beritahu tadi, dekat lab manual tu ada soalan. Okay, make sure you jawab semua soalan dalam lab manual tu. Okay, so setiap eksperimen ada error. Okay, so error ni yang saya cakap tadi, kita akan belajar dalam statistik punya eksperimen sekejap lagi. Okay, so error ni mesti di-inform. Setiap kali you buat eksperimen, so mesti ada error. Sebab in our world, it's not perfect. Okay, so mesti ada error. So error tu you mesti present lah. Is it, kalau contoh, you dapat error of the distance 2.34 meter. Okay, contoh dia punya error is plus minus 0.02 for example. So that's the error. So macam mana you nak calculate the error tu? Okay, so dia ada pelbagai jenis lah. Alright, so benda tu you akan belajar dalam statistics. Okay, so berkenaan project. Okay, so project ni you akan buat from the next week. Okay, so because you akan start dengan project, because you you akan masuk pada minggu keempat, so you kena start dengan project. Okay, so untuk project ni, the title is flexible. Okay, so you can choose, boleh pilih apa-apa project about the physics, phenomena or principle. Okay, so let's say you want to investigate Archimedes principle. Okay, let's say you have a tank and then you fill with water and then you turn on the tap and so on. So you boleh ambil the video of that. Okay, and then how you want to calculate the, let's say, the water pressure and so on. Okay, so you boleh buat berkenaan benda tu. Or you want to investigate about the Newton's law. Okay, Newton's law. So if you move a block, so you will know what is the apa ni, dia punya speed, and then the forces involved. Okay, and the forces involved. So yang ni macam you belajar pada physics 1 and physics 2. Okay, so that's the physics phenomena lah yang related. So you can choose any of that. Okay, so you punya, bila you nak prepare the report tu, so report ni macam sama juga macam the lab report yang you buat untuk the eksperimen lain lah. Okay, ada soalan berkenaan projek? Okay, kalau tak ada, alright. So projek ni, okay, once you dah siap, okay, you kena prepare the lab and also you kena buat presentation. Okay, so kita akan set the presentation once you complete. So the project ni, it should take only 2 weeks. Okay, it should take only 2 weeks. So meaning that you kena siapkan, okay, before you masuk face-to-face lab. Okay, so before week 4 tu, so you kena siapkan. So meaning that the presentation, okay, the presentation saya akan buat selepas you masuk ni lah, you masuk pada week 4 tu. Okay, so meaning that the first 2 weeks tu, so you buat the project, complete that, and then prepare the lab, the punya report, and also prepare the presentation, and then we will set the presentation time after you come back. Okay, so about lab work, macam saya bagi tahu tadi, so kita akan assign you to 2 or 3 students in one group. Okay. Okay, so after completing each experiment, each member must submit. Okay, so everyone must submit their report. So everyone kena buat their own report. Okay, so meaning that you buat eksperimen di week 4. Okay, so sebelum start the experiment on week 5 tu, you kena submit. Okay, meaning that sebelum pukul 12, alright, sebelum pukul 12, the next Wednesday tu, you kena submit lah. Okay, if not, you cannot proceed with the next experiment. Okay, alright, so the lab report, okay, dah bagi tahu tadi. Okay, so this is just the references. Okay, so ini berkenaan Viva. Okay. Okay, so Viva, usually kita akan tanya berkenaan teori lah. Okay, and then also about the experiments that you have done. Okay, and then untuk ni is the lab report. Okay, macam mana you nak kena prepare the lab report. Okay, maksudnya this is the section yang perlu ada dalam punya lab report lah. Okay, so pembahagian markah dia mengikut mengikut jadual ni. Alright, so you kena ada the abstract, introduction, teori, okay, materials apa yang you pakai, okay, okay, and then the procedure, okay, procedure untuk you buat this eksperimen tu, and then the results and discussion. Okay, so you tengok dekat situ, so part mana yang paling tinggi markah?
Result and discussion. Result.
Okay, result and discussion. Sebab tu ini ni yang part paling penting. So maksudnya result and discussion ni relate dengan you punya ni, you punya eksperimen. Okay, katakan you dapat error macam ni. Okay, itu yang you kena report dalam result and discussion. Okay, apa you punya finding. Okay, once you dah siap dengan semua tu, okay, you kena ni lah, you kena tulis dia punya, you kena plot dia punya graph. Okay, explain kenapa you dapat graph macam ni. Okay, So setiap orang akan, of course, akan dapat you punya result and discussion ni akan berbeza-beza. Okay, so yang tu bergantung pada you punya ni lah, apa awak punya explanation. Okay, macam mana awak mengolah result tu. Okay, macam you tulis macam you buat eksperimen sains kan. Okay, you pernah buat dalam physics 1 dan physics 2. Okay, you ada buat the lab session. Okay, so macam mana cara you olah, okay, you punya results tu, itu yang memberikan markah. Okay, so you kena detail lah. Okay, sebab apa you dapat, contoh tadi straight line kan, linear, and contoh ada satu point dia jauh daripada ni, daripada line tu. Sebab apa you dapat point tu jauh daripada tu. So yang tu you kena explain. Okay, so kebolehan awak explain benda tu, menerangkan berkenaan perkara tersebut, itu yang contribute pada markah yang 4 ni lah. Okay, results and discussion ni. Okay, so tu part yang paling penting dalam lab report. Okay, other than that, macam biasa, conclusion and references. Okay, so you guys clear about this report evaluation? Any question about this? So total mark dia 100 lah. Okay, total mark 100. Okay, so setiap lab report tu, so markah dia 100. 30 dekat result and discussion, 15 dekat procedure. Okay, procedure tu, so what you did. Okay, 15, and then 10 dekat introduction, theory and materials, and also conclusion 10. Okay, so yang lain tu pembahagian dia sikit je lah. Okay. Okay, so ni berkenaan you punya project. Okay, ni project. So presentation. Okay, this is macam mana you macam you present. Okay, so macam mana pembahagian markah diberikan. Okay, so dia akan diberikan mengikut introduction, okay, overall understanding of the experiment, okay, about the objective, theory, method, result and discussion. Okay, dekat sini markah yang paling tinggi dekat method and also result and discussion. Okay, so sebab apa kat sini method dia punya markah tinggi? Sebab awak akan design the eksperimen sendiri. Okay, so kalaulah method awak tu salah, okay, so that's why awak punya markah pun akan rendah lah. Okay, so kena make sure bila you pilih the certain project tu, make sure you did the certain you punya method tu correct. So kalau method salah, of course you akan dapat result yang salah lah. Okay, so maksudnya kalau you tak dapat proof, okay, that theory tu usually you punya method salah lah. Okay, katakan awak punya contoh lah, saya bagi ni contoh you buat Newton's first law punya eksperimen. Okay, you move the block, alright. So you want to know what is the normal force. Okay, katakan you dapat normal force tu, value dia, kalau ikutkan teori, you should dapat value dia positif. Okay, tapi you dapat value dia negatif. Okay, mean that you punya method salah. Okay, so you kena check balik. Okay, maybe you did something wrong at the method. So you need to repeat back your your lab, okay, your experiment, okay, sampai you dapat result yang betul. Okay, so because benda ni yang contribute to the highest mark. Okay, 20-20. So total 40% out of 100. Okay, so yang lain tak banyak. Alright, so yang lain 15% on the presentation, 15% on the question and answer. Okay, so of course kalau awak pilih tu, awak pilih the experiment, awak pilih eksperimen Yang awak nak buat, make sure betul-betul rasa faham lah apa yang awak buat. Okay, jangan pilih eksperimen yang awak rasa tak faham. Okay, and then also saya akan make sure that the eksperimen tu, okay, eksperimen tu tak boleh sama lah within different groups. Okay, dia tak boleh sama. Okay, so kita akan set, saya akan tengok berapa banyak group kita akan buat after the lab session today, and then so you can fill in, nanti you can fill in, so kita akan buat WhatsApp group and then you can fill in your group members and also the title lah you nak buat apa. Okay, so that's about the project presentation. Okay, sebab usually kita buat project presentation ni at the end of the course, of the course, usually dalam week 12, something like that. Okay, tapi sekarang disebabkan awak tak boleh nak masuk lab, so kita buat awal. Okay, dia tak jadi masalah pun sebab it is independent. Okay, dia tak memerlukan you punya skill daripada lab tu untuk buat this project. Okay, so you boleh pilih mana-mana project yang berkaitan dengan physics principle or physics law. Okay, so itu merupakan awak punya project. Okay, so remember project ada presentation and also ada report. Okay, dah habis ke? Sekejap.
Doktor,
Yes.
nak tanya, yang untuk projek tu individual ke group juga ya?
Saya akan bagi dalam group lah, maybe group of two of you. So awak ada lebih kurang 30 orang, 29 to 30 orang. Okay, so kalau 30 orang, maybe you will have about 15 group lah. Okay, ada soalan lain?
Doktor tanya kalau yang projek ni presentation dia agak-agak bila? Week 3 ke?
Tak, awak kena siapkan by maksudnya okay, sekarang week 1 kan? Okay, week 1 okay, eksperimen ni, okay, eksperimen today akan buat berkenaan statistik. Okay, week 1 sampai ke, okay, you kena submit before start of the next week. Okay, maksudnya you akan dibagi seminggu nak siapkan dia punya lab report. Okay, Rabu depan kita akan dah start buat the project tu. Okay, kita akan dah start buat the project. Okay, so awak dibagi 2 minggu lah untuk buat the project. Minggu kedua, minggu ketiga sampai minggu keempat. Okay, minggu keempat tu, okay, you kena submit dia punya lab report. Okay,
Lab report.
kena submit the project report. Okay,
Presentation report sekali tu.
Presentation saya akan buat selepas minggu tu, maksudnya minggu yang ke-4, 5 dan seterusnya lah. Okay, so mungkin tak sempat kita nak buat untuk semua group, okay, pada waktu yang sama. So mungkin setengah group tu saya akan shift lah untuk beberapa minggu. Okay, daripada start minggu ke-4, 5, 6 macam tu lah. Okay, sambil certain of you akan start buat the eksperimen tu. Okay, so kita akan jumpa dekat lab. So presentation ni kita akan buat dekat lab nantilah. Okay,
dan yang Viva tu betul?
Okay, Viva tu minggu yang ke-6. Okay, minggu ke-6 mungkin Viva tu pun saya akan buat beberapa session lah. Mungkin minggu ke-6 dan minggu ke-7. Mungkin 2 minggu saya akan buat. Okay,
Viva tu tajuk akan diberi ya.
Viva tu maksudnya awak kena faham semua eksperimen yang awak dah buat sampai ke minggu ke-5 ataupun ke-6 tu. Okay. So itu berkenaan, sorry ada orang drill pula. Okay. So kita akan start okay, kita akan start dengan lab yang buat hari ni. Okay, hari ni. Okay, minggu keempat, okay, minggu kelima, and then mungkin minggu yang saya tengok mungkin minggu ke-6, saya tak pasti, mungkin minggu ke-6 ke-7 kita akan start buat the lab tu. Sorry ada orang buat construction pula tiba-tiba. Okay. Okay, dia punya apa tu? Okay, so maksudnya awak kena fahamkan lah lab daripada lab yang statistics, alright? Lab 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Okay, so you kena faham lab tu, and then kita akan tanya soalan tu dalam Viva nanti. Okay, berkenaan dia punya teori, macam mana awak menghandle the devices, the lab equipment and so on, apa safety precaution yang awak kena ambil. So berkenaan apa yang awak dah buat lah. Okay, maksudnya nak menguji awak punya understanding, kefahaman awak terhadap lab yang awak dah buat. Okay, so itu berkenaan Viva lah. Okay Ahmad.
Okay.
Okay, ada soalan lain?
Setakat ni tak ada Doktor. Tu je.
Okay, tak ada. Alright. Okay, okay, ini slide yang last kali. Okay. Okay, kita akan start sekejap lagi dengan apa ni? Dengan our first lab. Okay, statistics. Okay, sebelum tu awak boleh download dulu lah. Kita boleh download dulu the ni. Apa ni? Dia punya lab presentation, dia punya lab manual, boleh baca. Okay, and then saya akan terangkan sekejap lagi. Okay. So for the meantime, why not kita apa ni? Okay, kita rest sekejap. Okay. So for those yang nak pergi lunch, okay, boleh pergi. Kita akan start balik at 1:30 boleh?
Boleh Doktor.
Alright, kita sambung balik dalam pukul 1:30 nanti.
Thank you Doktor.
Okay, any questions you can, you boleh letak dekat chat box. Okay, so I will leave this session open. Okay, so you guys can go for lunch break. Okay, so kita akan start balik pukul 1:30. Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, welcome back. Are you guys there?
Ada doktor. Ada doktor.
Yes, sir.
Ada doktor.
Alright, so semua boleh buka ni dah download dekat GC tu. Ada yang problem tak untuk access GC? Google Classroom. So dokumen ni boleh dapat daripada Google Classroom. Okay, yang Dr. Nizam share eksperimen 1, the least squares regression model. So you download dokumen ni, okay. So kita akan go through a little bit and then you will continue with the experiments by yourself. Okay. Alright. So no problems. Okay, kita continue. Alright, so we look at the least square regression model. Okay, so the objective of this lab is to practice the error analysis. So macam saya beritahu, kita akan look kepada error analysis under the real world experiment. Okay, and then to practice a regression analysis using a least square method. Okay, so ini bahan yang diperlukan lah. Alright, for apa ni, untuk you perform the experiment. Okay. Okay, so you kena ada the circle grid paper. Okay. Pen ruler yang panjang, okay, 30 cm, protractor and measuring tape. Okay. Measuring tape tu yang macam kita guna untuk ukur ni lah. Apa ni? Nak ukur panjang batang kayu ke apa kan? Nak ukur dinding rumah. Okay, so that's the measuring tape. Okay, so tu bahan yang diperlukan. Okay, kita go to some of the dia punya theory about the error. Okay, so definition of error. Okay, so you read this by yourself. Okay, kita ada dua jenis uncertainty, dia panggil uncertainty. Okay, random and systematic. Okay, so random ni secara rawak lah. Okay, dia mungkin dekat sana, sini and so on. And then systematic tu mungkin dia berada pada kedudukan yang lebih kurang sama je, so dia systematic. Okay, so random error. Okay, so random error ni kita boleh tahulah kalau kita repeat eksperimen. Okay, kalau kita repeat eksperimen, so value random ni dia akan berubah. Dia takkan berada pada tempat yang sama lah. Okay, so kalau you dapat contoh, once you buat measurement ni, you buat measurement sekali. Okay, contoh you buat apa ni, so you throw the dart. Okay, you throw the dart. Okay, katakan you sepatutnya you target 10 kan. Okay, dan you dapat 8, you dapat 7, you dapat 6. So itu random error. Okay, sebab dia tak gitulah. Alright, so dia random. So dia akan secara rawak. Okay, kalau systematic, okay, so ini pun ada satu contoh yang dibagi berkenaan stopwatch. Okay, kita nak stopwatch kita nak stop at 3.45. Kadang-kadang kita dapat lebih kan, kita stop tu sebab kita apabila kita stopkan tu dia tak betul-betul tepat lah at 3.45. Kadang-kadang kita dapat 3.47, 3.43, okay, 3.50. Okay, so So kita akan dapat result yang berbeza-beza. Okay. So menunjukkan dia punya bacaan tu is random. Okay. So you can read this yourself. Okay, so error ni dia boleh ada underestimating or overestimating. Okay, so underestimate maksudnya dia rendah. Okay, rendah daripada kita target. Okay, sepatutnya kita dapat value tinggi ni. Okay, tapi selalu kita estimate kat bahagian bawah aje. Okay, so itu underestimate. Kalau overestimate, katakan kita nak value dia certain at this point, tapi kita sentiasa dapat ke atas. So itu overestimating. Okay, so cara untuk kita estimate, okay, macam mana kita nak tahu estimate tu dengan melakukan averaging. Okay, kita ambil the mean value. Okay, so dia punya mean value of the bacaan tu. Okay, so mean kita sum up beberapa bacaan. Contoh kita ambil 10 bacaan, kita bahagi dengan 10. Okay, so ini bacaan pertama, contoh n ni 10, so 1 sehingga 10. Okay, so n ni 10. So kita ada 10 bacaan, so kita divide dengan 10. So kita akan dapat average bacaan 10. Okay. So average bacaan ni, okay, dia akan constant. Contoh, bila kita plot dekat graph, okay, kita ada beberapa orang lah cuba membuat attempt. Okay. Berapa attempt yang dibuat oleh orang pelbagai peringkat umur lah. Okay, katakan ni ada 3. Okay, ada 3 bacaan. Okay, umur 20, umur 28 and then umur lebih kurang 55. Okay, dia 3 orang. Okay, ada bacaan berbeza-beza. Okay, kita ada the first attempt dapat lebih kurang 5. Okay, ini 10. Ini 13. Okay, so bacaan dia berbeza-beza. Okay, so dia punya average attempt dia is 9. So dia sentiasa constant. Okay, average 9. Okay, so kita plot the line over here. Okay, menunjukkan average. And then yang line yang vertical ni, okay, line yang vertical is the deviation. Okay, maksudnya berapa jauh lari bacaan sebenar dengan average. Okay, so average bacaan ialah 9. So makin jauh kita punya deviation daripada average tu, makin besarlah error bacaan kita. Alright, so itu menunjukkan apa itu uncertainty. Alright, uncertainty of the error. Okay, so daripada situ kita boleh juga mengira dia punya standard deviation. Okay, okay, standard deviation. So macam ni, tadi kita ada tahu deviation, okay. So kita dah tahu berapa banyak deviation daripada average. Okay, so kita kena tahu dulu average sebelum kita kira the standard deviation. Okay, kita tahu average, kita tahu deviation setiap bacaan. So kita deviation ni kita square kan. Okay, square. Divide dengan jumlah bacaan tolak 1. Okay, jumlah bacaan tolak 1. Contoh kat sini ada 3. Okay, so kita punya n ni sampai 3. Alright, so kita just bahagi dengan 3 minus 1, so 2. Okay, and then kita square root kan. Okay, and then kita dapat another parameter called as the standard deviation. Okay, so standard deviation, okay, menunjukkan, okay, when the average deviation approaches 0, okay, as more measurements are done, because of the positive values cancel out the negative values. Okay, so kita tak nampak deviation ni. Kalau kita totalkan, kita sumkan deviation tu, ada positif, ada negatif. Alright, in the end, kalau ada banyak bacaan, kemungkinan deviation ni akan jadi 0. So dia tak boleh gunakan bacaan deviation, okay, untuk menunjukkan random error. Sebab tu dia gunakan standard deviation. Okay, standard deviation kita square kan, so tak kisahlah value tu bawah ataupun ke atas. So apa-apa value tu akan ada nilai dia. Alright, so kalau negatif 2, square akan jadi 4. Kalau 1, square akan jadi 1. Kalau 3, square akan jadi 9. Okay, so daripada situ kita dapat standard deviation. Okay, once kita dapat dari standard deviation, kita boleh cari dia punya variance. Okay, so variance is standard deviation square. Okay, kita squarekan balik. Okay, so kita dapat the variance. Okay, and then untuk cari mean of the standard deviation, okay, standard deviation of the mean. Okay, so kita ada very standard deviation and then kita divide dengan square root of the number bacaan. Okay, tadi bacaan kita is n 3 kan, so kita squarekan dengan 3, so kita dapat the standard deviation of the mean. Okay, okay, daripada situ kita boleh dapatkan juga, okay, daripada plot ni, okay, daripada kita dah, bila kita dah plot pelbagai bacaan, okay, dekat graph, kita boleh dapat satu lagi variable called as the regression. Okay, kita ada linear regression, non-linear regression. Okay, so macam awak plot the line lah dekat graph tu. Okay, so that is a regression. Okay, so regression ni menunjukkan dia punya apa ni, relationship between x and y of the graph tu. Okay, so meaning that y is the function of x. Okay, apabila x berubah, so y pun akan berubah lah mengikut value x. Okay, so kat sini, so dia punya regression equation dia is y equals to 2x. Maksudnya apabila x berubah apa ni, berubah pada certain value, dia punya y value is 2 kali ganda x. Okay, so maksudnya dekat sini contoh relationship between the dollar sales and unit sold. Okay, kita ada contoh unit sold is 50, tapi dia punya value of the sale tu double, okay, is 100. Okay, and then bila 100 dia akan jadi 200. Okay, so that is the regression. Okay, so this is the regression equation. Okay, and then this is the regression line. Okay, so that is the linear regression. Okay, sebab dia linear kan. Okay, so kita nak tengok dari segi statistics. Okay. Okay, kita contoh tadi kita dah buat. Okay, ini eksperimen yang perfect. Okay, it's a linear regression, so nampak tak ada error dekat sini. Alright. So while kita boleh buat juga linear regression, tapi kita ada certain errors. Okay, certain errors, tapi dia punya relationship is showing, okay, showing a linear regression. Okay, tapi dia punya apa ni, measurement ni is ada random errors. Okay, ada random errors sebab setengah ada kat atas, ada kat bawah, so it is a random errors. Okay, regression ada beberapa model lah. Okay, so kita boleh tengok dari segi dia punya statistics. Alright, mean of the distribution. Contoh kita tengok dalam beberapa apa ni, beberapa dimension of the scale tu kat sini kan. Alright, dekat sini contoh, this is the value of the mean. Okay, mean of the dia punya year end evaluation. Okay, year end evaluation. Okay, ni mid year evaluation. So dia banyak value dekat sini. Contoh dia, taburan dia dekat sini, taburan dia dekat situ. Kalau kita tengok dari segi 2D, okay, contoh so mungkin bacaan dia dekat sini, dekat situ, and then banyak macam ni, and dekat sini pun banyak, dia banyak dekat sini, okay, and then dekat sini berkurang. Okay, bacaan dia macam tu. Okay, so dari sini kita boleh transfer dia kepada min. Okay, kita ambil just value min. Okay, so assume that kita banyak bacaan ni, value min dia dekat sini. Okay, tapi taburan dia kita akan nampak is following the normal distribution. Okay, so dia akan nampak dari segi normal distribution dulu. Okay, so dekat tengah ni is the mean. Okay, so mean ni akan berjumpa dengan mean lain. So kita akan sambung. Okay, sambung. So dia akan dapat satu regression curve. Okay, ada soalan so far? Is it clear? Are you guys following me?
Ya, okey.
Dekat sekarang.
Okay. Alright. So bila kita tengok dekat sini, alright. So dia punya regression function is slightly curvilinear. So ada sikit curve. So it's not really linear but it's curvilinear. Okay. So maksudnya dekat ni, this will imply that the increase in the expected mean year and evaluation with increase of mid-year performance is retarded at high levels of mid-year performance. Okay. So dia punya plot macam ni. Okay. Maksudnya bila mid-year evaluation dia, alright, dah sampai certain value, okay, yang tinggi, so dia punya year end evaluation pun dah tak boleh nak increase dah. Okay, so dia value dia setakat ni sahaja. Okay, so meaning that the curve it will show, kalau dekat bawah dia punya value dia akan grow tinggi sampai ke certain value, and then dia akan follow the flat line. Okay. Okay, so dia punya real bacaan ni, empirical is the real measurement value. Okay, and then you can read all of this. Okay, so macam mana you nak buat the ni? Okay, so you kena follow, okay, the procedure of the to construct the regression model. Okay, so this is dia punya procedure lah. Okay, so first you kena select the predictor variable, and then you must know is the functional form of the regression relation. So you must read all of this. Okay, and also you need to know what is the scope of the model. Okay, so you need to know model tu fit untuk data range banyak mana, okay, besar mana. Okay, so you must know that. Okay, and then you must know what is the purpose of you using that regression analysis. Okay, sama ada you nak buat to control something, or you want to describe something, okay, or you want to buat some certain prediction, or you want to make a projection. Okay. Okay, so this is the explanation about that. Okay, so we also have the regression and causality. Okay, so you should read all of this. Okay, so this is the equation for the model. Okay, so equation for the model. Okay, if there is no error, okay, so this value should be K0. Okay, so this is your uncertainty. Okay. Alright, so this model, so dia punya ni ada beberapa term. So basic statement of the model. So this is basic model, and then okay, this is also still the model, the features of the model. So you need to incorporate dia punya variance. Okay. Okay, dia ada juga regression parameters. Okay. So contoh dia ada intercept between the line. So that's the regression parameters. Okay. So for example, beta naught here. Okay, so this is the intercept, the line. Okay, from this equation here, so beta naught is here. Okay, and then after that, you enter that the method of least square. Okay, so the pre-regression, then you boleh tahu macam mana nak kira the least square. Apakah yang dimaksudkan dengan least square? Okay. So you tahu kan square tu apa? Square tu you square lah. Alright, you square the value. Okay. So contoh dekat sini kan. Alright. So once you dapat tadi, you dah fit, this is your model. Okay. And then you incorporate the value. Okay. Your beta naught. Okay. Meaning that your beta naught ni you punya ni lah. You punya intercept. Okay. And beta 1 x1 ni dia punya subsequent values. Alright. So you can refer to this above. Okay. So macam tadi, PHY 9.5 plus 2.1x. So this is beta 1 and then this is beta naught. Okay. Okay, and then you obtain this value. Alright, you square it. Okay, once you square, and then you have the Q criterion. Okay. So you kena sum lah, you kena sum. So this is only for one value. Okay, so this value keep increasing. Okay. So you have multiple values over here. Let's say you ada certain value sini. Okay, you ada bacaan kan? Here and so and over there and so on. Okay. So that's according to the number of your measurement. Okay, the number of your measurement. Okay. So this is the basic graph. Alright. So kita akan gunakan approximate line ni untuk tentukan berapa you punya error. Okay, assume that you punya bacaan following the linear regression. Okay, sebab tu kita gunakan least square method. So practically kalau you punya graph tu follow the linear regression, okay, so dia sepatutnya follow this equation. Okay, dia sepatutnya follow this equation. Okay, dia sepatutnya follow that equation. Okay. So macam mana kita nak tahu that value is a good value or bad value? So kalau lah value tu is, your measurement is very close to the line, okay, of course it shows you a good estimator. Okay. Maksudnya linear regression tu menunjukkan estimator yang bagus untuk you punya measurement reading. Okay. So value Q ni you akan dapat. Okay. Alright. So you have least square. Okay. You nak cari bacaan yang paling rendah. Okay. Least square. Dekat mana? Sebab tu you kenakan, dia nak cari value Q yang paling rendah. Itu namanya least square. Alright. So you boleh letak line dekat sini. Okay. You boleh letak juga you punya line dekat sini. Okay. Or you boleh letak you punya line dekat situ. Okay. So yang mana yang paling bagus? Okay. Macam mana nak tahu paling bagus? Kita tengok pada value Q. Alright. So kalau Q ni, okay, bagi you punya value yang rendah, okay, katakan you punya line ni letak kat sini. Alright, kat bawah tu sikit. Okay, and then you punya Q drop to 5.5. Okay, of course lah, line yang bawah ni is line yang paling bagus. So macam mana you nak tahu is that the line is paling bagus ataupun tak? Okay. So you click the line, okay, you punya line tu must between this measurement value. Okay, so you boleh buat dekat atas, you boleh buat dekat bawah. Okay, so you buat beberapa predictor. Okay, you buat beberapa predictor. Okay, you buat beberapa predictor and then bila you dapat value Q yang paling rendah, okay, itulah you punya line yang paling bagus untuk estimate you punya data. Okay, so daripada situ then you calculate what is your error. Okay, ni cara you cari menggunakan ni lah, dipanggil, cara yang you buat tu is dipanggil numerical search. Okay, you can read this. Okay, you can read this macam mana you nak buat tu. Okay, so dia kata, so these steps show you clearly how you can perform that to find what is your Q value yang you dapat 26 ni, alright, this one, and also you dapat value 5.7 ni. Okay, kat sini. Okay, this one as well. Okay. Okay, you ada another method juga untuk find values. Value apa yang boleh minimize the Q. Okay. So, cara ini is you kena solve simultaneous equation. Okay, so you need to find what is the good value for B0 and B1. Okay, tadi from the measurement, okay, you estimate. Okay, that one numerical search, so you kena find, cari satu. Yang ni you nak estimate what is the good value of beta naught and B1 tu. Okay, beta naught and B1. Okay, so that ada dua cara lah, right? So once you find this is the best estimate, okay, of your data set. Okay, so if you read further, okay, so this square estimator ni dia ada properties, okay. So properties must be unbiased and minimum variance, okay. Okay, so you read all of this, and also ada dia punya okay, residuals. Okay, so what is residuals? So you need to know that. Okay, and then from the residuals, you can know what is the fit regression line. Okay. Okay, and then follow all of this. Alright, from that variance also you can know what is the sum of squares. Okay, and also you can develop your regression model. Okay, so that's the pretty much explanation about the least square estimator. Okay, and then this is the exercise that you need to do. Okay, so this is what you need to do for the lab. Okay, so you need to fill in all of this, all right? So you need to get the data sets, okay, from here, okay? From here, so this is the measurement value, okay? So you need to fill in, this table, okay? And then this is the task that you need to do. Okay, so you calculate all of this, put into this table. Okay, you need to also calculate SSE, MSE, mean square error. Okay. Okay, and then once you perform the exercise, and this is the real experiment. Okay. So you print the circle grid. Okay, circle grid, and then what you need to do is you have certain height. Okay, you need to drop, okay, your pen, okay, to the grid paper, and then so the pen will make a mark on the paper. Okay, of course, it will show you a random measurement. You won't get it perfect. Okay, you will get it perfect at the exact point that you drop the pen. Okay, for example, I have a plain paper, but you need to use the grid paper, okay, circle grid paper. Okay. Okay, if I put my pen, okay, I drop it, okay, one time, multiple times, so you drop multiple times, okay. So I can, okay, I cross it, okay. You can see that, so it's at a different, okay, it's a different location, okay. So it's a different location. So that's the error that you obtain. Okay, just follow this, okay. Alright. So this is the grid paper. Okay, you can print this, okay, use it, okay, on that. Okay, you need to take note, okay, what is the position, okay, x, y. So here we have already x and y. And then the distance, okay, the distance means that, so from here is a 0, and then you can calculate that. Okay, and what is the angle? Okay, so you need to find out the mean, okay, the average, standard deviation, variance, standard deviation of mean, okay. And this is the discussion, which is the important part, okay, which contribute the most of the marks for your lab report. Okay. So you have another part, second part, so which you need to perform the least square estimator knowledge that you learned previously. Okay. And here is another discussion. Okay, so all right, so this is the real one that you need to print. Okay, so that one is smaller one, so you print this one, okay, and then you drop the pen, okay, at a specific height, okay, at a height that you determine. Okay, let's say if it is 20 cm, so it is 20 cm, so you must drop it constantly at 20 cm. Okay, so that's the briefly about the experiment that you need to do. Okay, and the lab submission, the report submission due by 12 p.m. next week. Okay, any question? Korang soalan?
Doktor boleh ulang balik tak yang rekod yang 20 cm?
Tak dengar, Akmal boleh kuatkan sikit.
Doktor boleh ulang balik tak yang last paper yang dia cakap tu, yang apa tu 20 cm semua tu?
Oh, dia instruction dia ada dekat sini. You ambil pen, you drop. Okay, you drop. Okay, so you place the paper on the floor. Alright. Okay, you can stack several saw material as cushion to avoid damage or hole on the paper. Okay, you boleh letak span ke apa ke bawah paper tu. Okay, and then stand up. Okay, you berdiri. So you berdiri kena drop pen. Okay, make sure you punya tangan ni perpendicularly normal. Okay, okay. Maksudnya, you kena hand macam ni lah. Okay, you kena perpendicularly normal to the paper. Okay, paper kat bawah. Okay, so you kena perpendicular. So just follow the instruction. Okay, so your position must be at the same location. Okay, in order to reduce experiment uncertainty. Okay, so tujuan dia ialah kalau boleh kita nak uncertainty tu paling rendah. Okay. Okay, and then remember that the pen mark outside of the paper is not counted as a valid result. Okay, kalau you punya pen tu jatuh dekat luar paper, so you kena buat balik lah. So you cannot count that number of measurement. Okay. So minimum you kena buat 50 times. Okay, 50 kali. Okay. So dari sini kita akan boleh nampak lah siapa yang memang have a very high accuracy. Okay. Sharp shooter. Okay. So you can know that. Alright. Kalau you punya memang betul-betul berjatuh, memang you punya uncertainty tu memang yang betul-betul dekat je you punya ni. Alright. You punya bacaan tu. Alright. So that's ni lah. It's a very good apa ni? It's a very good accuracy. Okay. So the paper tu nanti you kena, okay, so you prepare the lab report and I want the paper, okay, once we see face to face. Okay, so you kena keep you punya paper yang you buat eksperimen tu. Okay.
Okey doktor.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. But no more question. Ada soalan lain lagi tak?
Belum ada setakat sekarang.
Okay, so it's should be clear. Okay, so you can start doing now. Okay, so that's the end of today's lab lah. Okay. Alright, so for the next week, so before start the class, so you must submit the lab report. Okay. And then I will put that on the Putra Blast so you can do the submission over there. Okay. So see you again next week.
Okay doktor.
Doktor,
Yes.
lab report tulis tangan ke ataupun Word?
Lab report you boleh tulis pakai Word. Okay, tapi you punya graph tu you kena plot pakai tangan lah. Okay.
Okay doktor, okay.
Or kalau you nak buat pakai Excel pun boleh. Untuk okay, so you dah record dia punya bacaan, right? So you put that into the Excel. Okay, you masukkan dalam Excel and then you boleh plot from that Excel.
Okay doktor.
Okay. Right, so eksperimen ni is the individual. Okay. Individual. So mean that you kena have your own lab report. Everyone should have different values of course. Okay. So takkanlah semua orang tangan sama je. Alright. So of course you akan dapat plot yang berbeza-beza. Okay. The most important is how you explain that in your lab report. Okay. Okay, macam mana you explain the bacaan tu is the most important. Okay. Okay, see you next week.
Okey doktor.
Right
Okay
doktor.
Okay,
doktor.
so before we end, I want you to turn on your camera so we can take our picture together for today's session.
Alright.
Nanti jangan lupa create WhatsApp group lah. Okay, guys ready? Okay, I count from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cheers everyone. Okay, have a nice day everyone. Alright. Have a good starting week of the semester. Okay. Enjoy the rest of the semester later. Okay, see you later. Okay, in week 4. Okay. See you again next week. Virtually again. Okay, Assalamualaikum and bye-bye.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you doktor.
Ya doktor.
Okay, sama-sama. Welcome.
Okay doktor.
Thank you doktor.
Welcome.